Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ramon. First time you are stopping by, you are welcome. I'm Nigeria designer based here in Lagos, Nigeria. And if you are a return subscriber, thank you guys for coming back to watch my videos. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to sew this bustier with a yoke and also have a inbuilt corset inside. So something I'm interested in, definitely keep on watching. So in my previous video, I already showed you guys how I drafted the pattern. If you haven't watched the video, I'm going to leave the link right here. So guys, without wasting much of our time, let's right into today's tutorial. For this tutorial, I used 1 yard of bouquet fabric, 1 yard of lining and also 1 yard of chantilly lace. So I've already interfacing the lining and then the fabric. So I'm cutting both the lining and the fabric together at once. So I went ahead, I extended the length out by 2 inches because I think the top is too short, so I have to extend the length out by 2 inches. I also went ahead, I added the stitches allowance to the side, which 1.5 inches included the silver allowance. So the main other places I had half inches to it before I started cutting out the pattern. So guys, this is everything that I've got. I also went ahead, I cut the inbuilt corset. I also had my stitches allowance to the fabric and I cut 4 pieces of it. And this is the front yoke. I also went ahead, I cut 4 pieces of it because I'm using it to turn each other. So the first 2 pieces have the selvedge while the second 2 pieces doesn't have the selvedge. So I'm going to use the one that doesn't have the selvedge to turn in the one that does. Don't worry guys, if you don't understand what I'm trying to explain here, you understand it along the way. So let's continue. So the same thing with the back, I'm going to use it to turn its shoulder. And it's also going to have like 4 loop on the center back. So guys, that's everything that I've got. So I'm going to put everything aside and use the pattern to cut out the wording. So I'm going to start remove the pin from the fabric and use the pattern to cut out the wording because I don't want to add any stitches allowance to the wording. So I'm cutting exactly what I have on the pattern and I'm cutting a full pattern for it. Or you can let your wording stop at the underbust line. And this is how I normally padded my bustier, sometimes not always. And I'm cutting 2 pieces for the side and the center is going to be unfold. So guys, after I'm done cutting it out, I'm going to remove the pattern and place it on top of the fabric. And the what they have a two face, the shiny part and the one that doesn't shine. So the one that's shiny is going to face towards down because it has a gum to gum into the fabric. So if you just press your hot iron on top of it, it's going to gum to the fabric. So after I'm use the iron to gum into the fabric, this is what it's looking like. So the next thing I'm going to do now is pin the side front together to the center front. So I'll do the same thing to the other side and the lining before I took it to the machine to stitch it together. So guys, after I'm done pinning it together, I will took it to the machine to stitch it together by using the wording as a guideline for the stitches allowance. Guys, after I'm done stitching it together, I notch the underbust line before I start iron my stitches allowance opening. So I have a videos on how I normally prepare my bustier in my YouTube channel. If you haven't watched the video, you are missing out a lot. If your bustier doesn't come out very well after you sew it, or you are looking for this kind of effects, you better go and watch the video. which I'm going to leave the link in my description, but don't forget to check it out. So for the lining, I also went ahead. I ironed my stitches left opening before adding the sewing boning on the joining. And this is what it look like inside and the outside. So I'm going to put it aside and work with the inbuilt. So I went ahead, I placed it on top of each other, but make sure that the right side of the lining and right side of the fabric is facing each other. And I stitch down the upper part, the center, and also the down part, leave the sides alone. So I also went ahead, I had this sewable boning on top of the lining, as you can see. So I'm going to trim out the corners before I turn it in. After I'm done turning it in, I'm going to take it to the iron to iron it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to turn in the yoke. So I'm going to remove the pattern, separate the both back, take it to the machine to stitch it together. Use it to turn each other, the neckline and the center back. And make sure that the right side is facing each other. So one side of the yoke, I'm going to add the loop to it for the button. So guys, I've ironed the inbuilt and this is what it's looking like. I also went ahead, I run down the stitches about half inches on the center. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to pass in the plastic boning. So I leave a little space open here when I'm stitching it, which I'm going to use it to pass in the plastic boning. So guys, this is type of plastic boning I will be using. The width is 0.5. So I'm just passing one plastic boning on both sides. So I'm going to trim the mount, which is going to make it easy to pass in. After I'm done passing in the plastic boning, this is what it's looking like. After I'm done with it, I'm going to take it back to the iron table to iron it because of the plastic boning. And guys, this is what the back yoke look like with the loop. And this is the front yoke and this is what it's looking like. So guys, this is what I'm talking about. As you can see that the one that is under does not reach the self-edge, so I use it to turn it after like about 2 inches from the self-edge. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to work with the back fabric. So I'm ready to remove the pattern from the back fabric and separate it. So I'm going to place my back yoke on top of it and make sure that the right side of the fabric and the yoke is facing each other before I start pinning it. And I will start pinning it after the zipper allowance. As you can see that I leave about 1.5 inches on the center before I start pinning the yoke. After I'm done pinning it, this is the back lining. So I went ahead, I had a sewable boning on the center before I took it to the I'm going to place it on top of the fabric. Make sure the right side of the fabric and the lining is facing each other, and the yoke is going to be in between the lining and the fabric before. So I'm done stitching it. What I'm doing now is to trim out the sewing allowance on the corner before I turn it out through the arm. So guys, this is what it's looking like after I'm done turn it outside and also ironing it. So I'm going to put it aside and work with the front lining. So what I'm going to do now is to sew a bra cup inside the lining. So this is the bra cup I'm going to use. It's a push-up bra cup and I'm going to start placing it from under the bust line. Just look at the way I'm placing it. If you're following the type of method I'm using to sew this blouse, it's means that your client doesn't need to wear a bra wherever she wanted to wear the blouse or whatever style you are using it to make. So after I'm done pinning it, I'm going to take it to the machine to stitch it all the way around. So after I'm done stitching it, this is what it's looking like and this is also what the outside is looking like. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to fix the yoke on the fabric. So I'm going to notch the center first. After I'm done notching the center, I will start placing the yoke from that center that I've notched before I use a pin to hold it together. I will do the same thing to the other side before placing the lining on top of it and then use it to turn everything. So guys, after I'm done pinning it together, I'm going to take it to machine to stitch it, and then after I'm done stitching it, this is what it's looking like. So I'm going to like notch the hemline, the neckline before I turn everything outside through the armhole. So guys, after I'm done turn everything outside through the armhole, this is what it's looking like. and this is what the inside it also look like. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to join the back and the front together. Before then, I need to first of all pin the inbuilt to the back fabric first. So guys, this is the inner piece. I went ahead, I waved the side. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to place this inside the back fabric. So the wrong side of the fabric and wrong side of the inner piece is going to face each other. So from the center back, I'm going to measure 2.5 inches, 1 inches for the zipper allowance, and then 1.5 inches for the back opening that we took out from the inner piece when we drafted the pattern. That's what make it 2.5 inches that I coming from the center back before I start placing the inner piece. And the reason why the inner piece and the back pieces is not the same on the side is because when I'm cutting out the fabric, I added 1.5 inches to the back fabric when I'm cutting the fabric on the side, while the inner piece I added half inches. That's the reason why it's not equal on the side. After I'm done with that, I'm going to place it on the front fabric before I start pinning it together, and make sure that the right side of the front and right side of the back is facing each other before you start pinning it together. So guys, after I'm done pinning it together, I'm going to mark my stitches allowance, which is 1 inches. So guys, after I'm done marking the stitches allowance on the side, I'm also going to pin the shoulder. So I'm going to sandwich the front shoulder in between the back shoulder before I start pinning it together. Just look at the way I'm doing it. After I'm done with the first shoulder, I also do the same thing to the second shoulder before I took it to the machine to stitch it together with the side. So guys, after I'm done joining the side and the shoulder, I also went ahead. I fixed the sleeve and the zipper. So this is the end of today's tutorial. If you enjoyed my video and you watched it to the end, please don't forget to click subscribe down below. Have you subscribe to my YouTube channel and also ring the notification bell so that I post a new video you'll be notified. Don't forget to like, comment and share. See you guys in my next video. Bye.